Hello mga katribu and welcome to another episode of Pairfect. I am Dina.
And I'm Francine. And today is like the continuation of our revenge travel episode because we're not in the office again and we're right behind the beautiful Big Eye of Manila.
Yes.
Which is sort of what we're going to do today also.
Yeah,
We'd like to find out some insights from a different sector.
Yes, banking.
Yes.
So strange to me.
Yeah, an aspiration.
Yes, but what's interesting is,
Yes.
please introduce our guest.
Yes, in this episode, you can see the beautiful lady in between us. We are joined by the president of Maybank Philippines and the first female head in the entire Maybank world to share her story and what Maybank has to offer in the new normal.
Yes, please welcome.
Miss Abigail del Rosario.
Welcome to Pairfect.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, it's actually the insights today given the pandemic, but yet it is something that we look forward to on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, I know. So, but let's start with how you are. It's the last quarter of the year, so and it's still pandemic. How have you been, and how are you doing at this point?
It has been almost, I think, 19 months, right, since the pandemic happened. So as a banker for over 20 years, I cannot differentiate my personal note from my professional note. In fact, as a woman, I have always been strong. I've been driven. I'm actually a multitasker, and I can put it, I'm a risk taker. So the year 2021 has been a roller coaster ride for me, as with everyone else, due to the COVID-19 pandemic that struck the world and all industries. In fact, it's not just the banking industry, right? So I was overseeing the community financial business, which is actually the equivalent of consumer banking, or some banks they would call it the retail banking, for around where we have around 63 branches and around 13 lending centers. Actually, we were a full consumer and wholesale bank. And with the changing business models to adapt to the ECQ restrictions, hybrid working arrangements, and the closely monitoring the health and safety of our clients, especially our branch staff, as well as our loan centers. So at the same time, I was the mother. Okay, my daughter was actually out of the country, and I need to ask her to come back to the Philippines because she was assigned there. Eventually, she just came back just before the COVID, which is good.
Wow.
And then my son, apparently, who has a business, unfortunately, the business, it's so difficult given it's more of the gym, the one in BGC.
Very hard hit.
Yeah, so up to now. So basically, he does classes at home instead.
Okay,
So
online.
as a president CEO, in fact, when I look back, I'm very thankful with the ex-president or the former president of Maybank, which is Wai Hong. I don't know if Wai Hong will see this, as well as the group leaders of the bank. And that is actually Michael Fung and my favorite, Dato John, is actually my head for consumer banking. It actually, without them, I won't be in this position. It is something that I didn't even dream of becoming. And now, as you said, it's pandemic.
Yes.
Oh my God. What to be a president during the pandemic, a pandemic post. So imagine, how do I start my day? I normally would start it at 9 a.m. or sometimes earlier than that. With Zoom meetings with no traffic, of course. Whether you're work from office or work from home, I normally finish at around 9 in the evening. I would have meetings locally as well as country, in fact. So we also have our crisis management team, which we hold like twice a week. This is basically where we monitor our employees. We also monitor our clients. We just see to it that the health and safety protocols are followed. Luckily, on weekends, I can say that, okay, I love to cook and I'm a plantita. But more than anything else, I really cook, and that's actually something that I look forward to on weekends.
You enjoy it.
I really enjoy cooking, yeah. So overall, I would put it, it's a very good year for us in spite of the pandemic, and of course that is with the grace of God.
So you've always been in the banking industry when you started.
Okay, if I'm gonna tell you, you will actually guess my age. I've been in the banking industry for more than 20 years. For more than 20 years now, in fact. So that's actually, it's actually my love. In fact, how will I put it? It's not being lucky, but I managed to make it into a realization of being a banker. That's what I've been wanting ever since, to be a banker.
So when you started, what was the job that you were holding?
Okay, I started from the ranks. In fact, I started as a teller, and then I move up the ranks. So that will be equivalent to the 20 plus years, right?
Okay.
You know, as we can see, you have a lot of roles as President and CEO of Maybank Philippines. But tell us, what are your thoughts on being the first female President and CEO of Maybank Philippines, as well as the first female
Regional
head
head.
officer or official of the world, Maybank world, as we call it.
Okay, actually, Maybank Group has been very nice to me. And I thank them for the trust and confidence, you know, in giving me this appointment. I'm humbled of this opportunity. At least I'll be able to share my experience, my last 20 years of experience. And I am a proud Maybanker. I may be with Maybank only for a few years, but I wear the black and gold, as you can see, the black and gold colors of the bank. Okay, so it is actually in terms of our, how will I put it, when it comes to women empowerment and the workplace diversity and inclusion, Maybank is very serious about it. So right now, if you look at it, we have 4 women who sits in the group board.
Yes.
Okay, and we also had a chairman in the past, who's also a woman. And if I look at it, isn't it the requirements more or less around 30%, right? More on the top management. So far, we're doing around 36% already. In the Philippines, in fact, our chairman is also a woman. And now, as the president, I'm also a woman.
Yes.
So you can see now, you can see now the gender equality. And
Very much alive in Maybank.
yes, and I am thankful and I respect my group heads who are all guys.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, and empowering women. So this is something that we can share. I look forward to, and I do hope we can do more in the Philippines because I know there are a lot of talented Filipinas around.
I agree.
I'm happy to know that there's gender equity in Maybank. And tell me, what do you think can you as a female president bring to the table? I mean, you're such a multitasker.
So if you look at it right now, we are in a better position if you will compare it to other countries, right, in terms of gender equality. But the situation is still far from the ideal of 50%, 50-50. But despite the Philippines' good gender equality rating, our gender diversity at C-suite posts is still low, right? So this is something that we need to work into. I think we just have to believe in ourselves and what we can share. And end of the day, the one that I would always look forward to is how can you communicate to everyone, not just because you're a woman, but basically what can you do, right, for any institution? What can you share, and what can you, how can you help in terms of mentoring more women to be in this particular position? They have to dream high.
That's the key.
Yeah, you have to dream high. Otherwise, you cannot just be stagnant and do whatever. There's so many of us that unfortunately maybe we never had that opportunity, but if you move forward and you do it yourselves, I don't see anyone who will say no to that. And Maybank is one of it. In fact, Maybank, they embraced it.
That's always
closely
been
to
the
their heart.
culture of Maybank. That's always
It has been because we've been here for quite some time. We've been here for like 25 years. I think we're just so quiet. This time we'll make noise.
noise.
And in ASEAN, we've been like 60. You'll see a lot of, even during the group board, there are quite a lot of women.
I guess growth and evolution comes from within. It starts from the grassroots, like the people themselves.
Yeah.
Before you can actually see the positive growth of the company.
That's true.
But let me ask you something. Sorry. But when the pandemic happened, do you think Maybank was positioned already to be agile, to adjust to the situation?
To the situation.
And the challenges of a COVID-19 crisis?
Okay. when the pandemic happens, in fact, when it happened in March 2000, no, it was originally somewhere in January. As early as January, in fact, we were preparing for it.
Yeah.
So the advantage of being regional is that we get also the direction and guidance coming from the group. So as early as January, we prepared already for our business continuity plan. So by the time it hit us in March, when there was an ECQ, we were ready for it. So it was not new to us in terms of having those Team A, Team B, Team C. And eventually on the day itself, the team because we have different offices in Metro Manila. The following day, everyone would know where to go, because we didn't stay in one place. So that's the advantage of it. And in fact, it was not easy. We know for a fact it was not easy. But the first thing we thought of at the time is, how do we take care of our employees?
Yes.
How do we take care of our clients? It was a priority for us to address their requirements in a very, very short time. And what we did was also the safety and health protocols. I think we have the strictest when it comes to health and safety protocols.
Really?
Yes. It's a thank you for the group for being able to do that for us and making us prepared. As well as the management team were prepared. They would know what to do already. In spite of the difficulty.
Speaking of health, diba, the pandemic isn't just a health crisis. It also brought about financial shock.
Yeah.
So how has Maybank helped ease the financial concerns of consumers?
Okay. The thing is, the biggest challenge for our institutions, including Maybank Philippines, was to quickly adopt and ignite new engines for our growth. And in fact, including that, of course, of our revenues. Our local operations have always allowed for us to quickly pivot and implement new and innovative policies that allowed us to do just this. Maybank Philippines has been fortunate that it has invested early and heavily actually in digital banking, which has allowed us to gain significant traction in our online products. In fact, our online digital deposit product, iSave, and our proprietary online platform, which is M2U, has actually grown tremendously during those times in terms of account openings and usage since the start of the pandemic. Despite the challenges, we are proud of Maybank's business continuity plan, as I said earlier, which has been the integral part in our management operations and has given strong fundamentals and capabilities to respond immediately at the start of the health pandemic crisis. So together with the senior management, it is the BCP that guided our proactive, consistent, and excellent customer care throughout the critical period. It is the BCP that ensured us to monitor and care for our bank employees 24/7 and assured them that their health and safety are our priority. So Maybank Philippines has been a strong driver of the government directions in health and safety. As such, we maintain regular coordination with local government units. These are the LGUs. So we have exercised the strictest of global standards to ensure the well-being of our customers and our people. We have our wide range of essential bank products and services offered to clients, help them to navigate through the crisis. For our clients' convenience, our digital platforms have ensured safe and convenient access to their cash needs. So regular communication was maintained for excellent customer care. We have sustainability invested on redesigning our branch network and lending centers, as well as offices for health and safety. All our branches are now equipped with acrylic panels to make on-site banking more comforting for clients and staff who were provided with PPEs. Oh, the daily disinfection of the office premises up to now, that has not stopped. And regular deep sanitation, we do it on a regular basis. So we also implement daily health checks at our corporate offices and branches and have provided ample waiting spaces to ensure that the experience will be pleasant to our customers, and contact tracing is done at all touch points for customers as well as to our staff. So if you would look at it, I think we've done, but everyone else, I suppose, did the same. But more than anything else, that's our priority.
Isn't
course.
it amazing? I mean, in the midst of uncertainty, Maybank Philippines was able to bring that stability to clients by putting up protocols and communication is the
Immediately,
key.
no?
Kaya nga eh.
Rolled out.
So, I was wondering, did you expand the brick and mortar bank? Or do you
branches.
expand more of the digital banking
Definitely,
experience?
definitely we did. In fact, in a very short time, we tried to enhance as much as we can our straight-through processes, so things can be done online. That's one. And what we have done so far is to enable us to reach to all our clients. In fact, we went to the extent of putting teams in different units. It was not easy because, it's like there are still customers who would want to do face-to-face.
Yes.
So it was very critical. It's still...
The ones who like
there's
passbooks.
Still, believe it or not, there's still passbooks. Meron pa rin. I do hope eventually that will go. But but for us, end of day is that yes, there's a digital space, but we still considered ourselves as phygital, in fact, because there's still that human touch that you still require in some services.
Very reassuring.
Yeah. In fact, besides our digital platform, in our wealth space already, we started to work with our clients more on alternative channels for them to invest. In all financial products.
Let us talk to you after the show.
And besides that, we also expanded our bank assurance products and services. So that was all being offered online. And the advantage of which is because we have also relationship managers wherein they can call you directly. So clients never actually went out at the comfort of their homes. So the RMs are readily available. Besides the calls, they also do Zoom meetings now. Yeah, they also do portfolio reviews on Zoom. Okay. But our Zoom is basically it's a licensed one. We have our own Zoom sales, which is actually Maybank, Zoom sales. So there's that protection to ensure that the security is there.
I mean, at an age where AI is very much promoted by various institutions, I think human touch is still very important.
We still need
client-bank relationships.
Especially when you're talking about your money.
Because I cannot just imagine it just simply you do the straight-through processes by applying your products and service. You still need, even if it's a Zoom, you still need to talk to someone else.
A face, right? Yeah, you can't have a completely faceless.
Yes, just to give you also that I suppose it's the same in your case.
Yes.
The mere fact now that you're doing this more than just writing, right?
So better to talk face to face with your subject.
That's true.
Gain more insights versus maybe a written email or something like that.
Yeah, which is quite it's so informal, and then you lose that touch.
And I remember some utopian movies having some robotic synthesized voice as bankers. I think that should be, maybe that will take years, centuries later before people could really embrace that.
That's true.
Synthesized voice talking to you about your money.
Yeah, but I think that will be more on the simple products. But when it comes to your hard-earned money investments, I suppose you would still need someone to talk to.
Iba pa rin. And then, aside from, the retail services and business services, we know that Maybank believes that financial sustainability, has always believed that financial sustainability goes hand in hand with the development of the communities where Maybank is. Can you tell us more about your CSR initiatives, such as your Reach Independence and Sustainable Entrepreneurship, or RISE?
RISE. Okay, that is something that we are really proud of. The CSR programs of the bank. And I think I said we've been so quiet about it. So we've been here for around, in Asia for around 60 years, and in the Philippines for around 25 years. It's actually our anniversary next year. Ooh. So we're gonna be 25 years, our silver anniversary, and hopefully eventually gold, okay?
Yes.
So our mission is actually to humanize financial services. That is actually to put the well-being of people at the heart of our business. We have to drive positive change and to promote sustainable growth for every facet of the communities we operate in. We remain committed to this mission And the goal has always been the same, to serve people and the communities where we are in. That includes accessibility to financial assistance for businesses to thrive. So we are proud to say that we have programs across the education sector for the community empowerment, arts and culture, environment and diversity, healthy living, as well as disaster relief across ASEAN. Maybank Foundation has been entrusted to positively impact communities in the market that Maybank operates. We expand across Association of Southeast Asian or ASEAN. Our goal is to make a positive and distinctive difference to the communities across the region, enhancing the goodwill and reputation of Maybank. We believe that this would be able to create better differentiation at the regional level and create bigger impact to the communities. There is also a lack of effective economic empowerment, let's face it, programs right now in the Philippines for the disabled and disadvantaged communities. Persons with disabilities, or the PWDs as we know them, they need an array of organizations to champion their cause. And RISE is an economic empowerment program designed to support disadvantaged communities, particularly PWDs, to increase their income and become financially independent.
That's good.
The RISE program involves regular training covering practical topics in running a business, such as the financial goals, so operational planning, budgeting, as well as tracking and sales and customer analysis. In addition to this, there's also capacity building. A structured mentoring system is put in place, making sure the entrepreneurs get continued support and knowledge transfer from skilled Maybank volunteers. Malaysia actually started RISE pilot program in 2014, while in the Philippines we started in 2015. The overwhelming success of the pilot project involved 200 participants, wherein 70% are PWDs and 30% are the marginalized, with this top 40% results. So the average monthly income increase of 565%, okay, per participant. So the increase from 1,500 pesos, they started to earn to 10,500 pesos a month. And the average income increase is around 9,000 pesos. So on the phase 2 of RISE program has trained as many as we have 1,866 participants from the underprivileged communities. Actually, this is more of Metro Manila, Luzon, and all the way Visayas and Mindanao. So with a spread of around 1,400 participants already in Malaysia, 211 participants in Indonesia, and 255 participants in the Philippines. So I said covering the whole country. We had 10 batches of RISE already training since it went full blast in 207, impacting families of around 454 participants in 10 different locations. As of 2019, RISE 1.0 has helped 1,300 PWDs in the Philippines. And along with increasing their average income of around 600 or almost 700%. So the highest among the ASEAN countries, in fact, we're the highest compared to Cambodia, to Malaysia.
Philippines.
Yeah, Philippines. So if Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the Deputy Governor, Chief Financier at the RISE program launched in 2019, in fact, commended Maybank Foundation and Maybank Philippines for the consistent strategic effort to uphold financial inclusion and financial education of PWDs. You were asking about financial inclusion, and that's how we do financial inclusion for Maybank.
Humanizing it.
Yes,
really
that's how we
walking the
humanized,
talk.
yeah. Di ba?
Walking the talk. And this is all about moving forward together. So parang getting goosebumps
And I
from...
like the fact that they've
Yes.
just really sustained it, but
Yes.
quietly, di ba? Pero now it's time to shout it out to the world.
Yeah,
In fact, we continued it even during the pandemic. We're still doing it until up to now. In fact, in 2020, it continued, in fact. So due to the pandemic, the RISE 2.0 seeks to innovate by conducting online. So we went online training. We used to do face-to-face. We go to the region, we go to the provinces, we go to the, the small municipalities in Visayas and Mindanao, and we would have those participants. Now it's online.
Online na.
Ah, that's so
Moving into the new world.
incredible. I mean, diversity, inclusivity. Maybank is all about kindness and gratitude. I mean, through the years,
Apparently, no?
consistency.
Yeah.
So Francine, we'd love to explore this more with
We
you,
are
but right
getting
now
inspired and hyped up with
we'll
all the
pause for a
activities.
short break. Pairfect will be right back after these reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage. Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Hello again, and we're back. I'm Francine, I'm with Dina, and we're talking to Maybank Philippines President, Miss Abigail Del Rosario.
Wow, welcome back again. So Abby, we're talking about the CSR projects of Maybank, but Maybank also has reaches out to the youth as well. So can you tell us more about the programs or projects that you have?
Okay, so this is actually the Cashville kids,
yes.
right? Okay.
Cashville Kids.
Yes. A Maybank Foundation flagship innovative financial literacy program with animated series to teach school children around age 9 to 12 on the importance of money and financial management. The animated series is an extension of the Learn Through Play method and incorporates an online portal which rewards children wherein they can learn to apply a knowledge online. This is actually supported by the Department of Education already. Okay,
So starting them young, no?
Yes.
With financial smartness.
And together with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Economic and Financial Learning. So this was launched in 2019. Cashville Kids selected 8 primary schools in Metro Manila and targeting around 1,200 students from grades 4 to grade 6 who will be under the trained teachers for the school year 2019 and 2020. As of Feb 2021, Cashville Kids in the Philippines has partnered with 31 schools now
Already.
and trained around 9,160 students and 320 teachers. So Maybank Group Scholarship Program education is actually one of the 6 pillars of the corporate responsibility by Maybank Foundation with the principal goal of providing financial support toward the students with great potential. So the program aims to create a robust entry-level pipeline that includes new graduates from top-class universities. So as an educational driver, it seeks to strengthen the reputation of Maybank as the leading employer of talent, particularly for new graduates. To date, around 2,000 Malaysian students have been given access to high-quality undergraduate training in several subjects that are related to banking and finance by some of the best universities in the world. From 2019 on, the Maybank Group Scholarship Program has an extensive local presence and full banking service in Cambodia, Indonesia, and of course, Philippines. So the Maybank Training and Learning Center, which we call TLC, many youth in the ASEAN region are deprived of basic education, right, and skills training. As a result, there are high levels of unemployment among the youth who have little or access to formal schooling. So challenging economic conditions further aggravate the situation. We aim to improve their employability and potential productivity through the Maybank TLC program. Maybank TLC not only provides training and learning but also empowers youth and provides them the skills they need for work to help the youth raise above the state poverty. We build model skills centers in geographically and socio-economically diverse areas that are intended to serve as providers of effective vocational training, centers of information and innovative practice. Skills training combined with livelihood health and entrepreneurial training as well. So Maybank Training and Learning Center, groundbreaking program in the Philippines, started actually in 2012. 2012.
Pero
So
2019
almost
was
10 years na.
just the kids.
the kids, yeah, but this one has been since 2012. So today Maybank TLC is that we have a 3-story skills training center with technical facilities, which is located in Xavier Ecoville community in Cagayan de Oro. In CDO, as I said, we do a lot outside Metro Manila. So the community is also the recipient of Maybank's donation of a community center in 2012. The project is actually funded by the Maybank Foundation. So
Very active pala yung Maybank.
Oh, actually, the programs are very sustainable. It's not just about
like that about
handing out something, especially to the underprivileged youth, teaching them life skills.
Very good.
it's not you're right. It's not just a one-time thing. It's continuously, and the support has been there. And in fact, just to announce as well, I know our budget it's much better for 2022 for Philippines.
Hey, way to go, Maybank.
Yeah, they announced it. So they told, I got an email that they said that they have given a higher budget for Philippines for the CSR programs.
Means you're doing really well.
Yeah.
and it's-
No, they're very happy with the results in the Philippines, in fact. That's why if you'll see the support that the group foundation has been doing.
Actually, I think 2022 is going to be a breakthrough year, especially since we're already talking about recovery, healing after 2 years of the pandemic.
Everyone's ready for it.
Yes, we're
Queuing
all
up for that.
Aside from helping out the youth and the PWDs, we also know for a fact that Maybank is also very much involved with arts and culture. Can you tell us more about it? And of course, what's very visible is the Maybank Theater. So can you tell us more
Yes.
about their programs?
The Maybank Performing Arts Theater is meant to be a welcoming space to art lovers. In fact, also art amateurs, professional artists, and anyone who just wants to have actually a good time, right? And enjoy arts. It is the first standalone theater in Central Metro Manila, Philippines, and managed by the Bonifacio Arts Foundation. It has flexible spaces for various events, catering from plays and performances to corporate and social banquets and celebrations. The theater is actually living proof of our mission to promote the breadth and depth of Filipino artistry as a creative, life-giving force in national life geared towards audience development and artistic collaborations. So if you look at it, I think we are in almost from the PWDs, Cashville, and now into arts. So these are the things that we are serious and we will continue.
Maganda. So we
Philippines.
have the youth, we have the
PWDs,
PWDs and the arts.
The marginalized as well.
I guess
We take care
also
of
the
my-
SMEs and
Yeah.
the MMEs, entrepreneurship. No?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So is that the same for all the properties where Maybank is located, or you have a hand in choosing the area you want to help or the people?
Okay. In fact, most of these programs are actually in all ASEAN countries where we are in Maybank. But of course, we have a free hand as well. Okay, there are other things that we are talking about and we want to work on as well, besides these programs, in fact.
Marami pa.
Yeah.
So can you, pwede na bang sabihin dito sa Pairfect?
I need the approval of the corporate affairs.
But
No,
I'm
because
sure.
because there are also things that honestly I myself I want to do locally as well besides these programs. I do hope it will come to reality.
Okay. And Abby looks so, parang glowing and relaxed and everything. But I'm sure the job of being president is not that easy. Maybe you can tell us more about how you handle the pressures of the job and how you are facing challenges.
Okay.
as head.
During the pandemic, yes, it's very challenging.
I can imagine.
Even as a consumer banking head and now as the CEO of the bank, I don't want to label myself or to have that mindset wherein my leadership style is, it's like, how will I put on my leadership style? It is actually the experience that I had the last so many years, okay? I have that discipline to think, to work strategically and tactically, especially now during the pandemic. We have to stay positive. We have to stay focused, and in fact, we have to think fast. Okay. Otherwise, it's quite difficult to adapt in this situation. So, of course, the mindset is a key source of my personal motivation. It provides leaders with a meaning and purpose in their work and determines how they invest their time and energy and influences their career choices. For me, mindset defines who we are and what we do in our various roles. So in relation to this, leadership mindset means seeing problems as opportunities. And yeah, there were a lot of opportunities during the pandemic. And recognizing that every challenge provides an opportunity to learn and grow. Again, my experience taught me that the true leader is able to keep the team focused. As I said, you have to stay focused on the outcomes and prevent them from getting bogged down in difficulties. So you shouldn't even think of it as being difficult, but you have to think of it in a way on how to address all the issues that you may have. In most times, however, I can be democratic, or, I believe that I have honed the leadership qualities such as creativity, motivation, the vision, and the empathy. Oh, it's very important nowadays. Empathy. I've been in various roles and situations where I use this to adapt to the needs of different situations in order to achieve common goals. I've seen these qualities in the PCEO before me, okay, and in the global leaders of Maybank Group, which I believe is the influence by our corporate mission of humanizing financial services.
True.
So perfect for the job is a woman.
When you solve a problem, are you the type who needs to take some step back or some space? Especially you're talking about being quick in terms of solutions.
I step back, but I'm quick to respond. Actually, that's my style. I don't wait for things to happen, or I don't wait sitting down.
You anticipate?
Yes, and then I make that decision immediately. Like when the pandemic happened, I have to think quick, what will I do with the team? I have to think quick on the client's point of view. And we managed to do that, in fact, right after the pandemic. We managed to change. I managed to reorganize. I managed to repurpose everyone else just to adapt to the change.
Ito naman, parang more questions about what makes Gail Del Rosario tick as a leader, di ba? So are you the type who writes down your plans?
You list.
Whether it's digital or paper or not?
I prefer writing.
Ako din.
I have my gadget and everything, but I still prefer to write it because when I write it, I feel it's coming from my heart.
Okay.
As compared when I use my laptop or my iPad, right? I try to, but when I write it, it really goes here and here. I mean, that's how I do it. As a leader, how will I put it? I am upfront, maybe, but at the same time, I'm very transparent. And I suppose you can see the sincerity when I speak and say something else. It's not quoting, no. I'm not the type who will quote. No, I don't do that.
Diretso lang.
Diretso, yeah. And it's always leading by example. During the pandemic, I can do work from office or work from home, or I can do purely work from home because I can just give, instructions and do Zoom meetings. But I opted to go to the office.
Okay, so that's very helpful. I mean, tips from a successful leader. Be transparent,
You mentioned earlier that it's parang you feel very lucky to have such a great team.
Yes.
So that's another thing that a leader should have, diba?
Yes.
A great team, but
empathy.
Yes, empathy. It's not me. Whenever our successes, even this year, it's actually my team. It's not me. It's just basically, I'm just there. But they did all the work. I mean, I have to be fair. I cannot claim it's mine. It's for the whole team of Maybank. Leading by example, in fact, we need to live by our Maybank Tiger values. Yeah. So it's really Tiger values. So that means it's trust, integrity, growth, efficiency, as well as relationship building. Those are our values. Nice. So it's a character-driven, centered around the ability to drive results. Even in a very critical scenarios, the leader must act with perseverance, be forward-thinking, and we have to possess the never-give-up attitude. So there's no such thing as, sorry, I don't take no for an answer.
Gusto ko yan. Maybank spirit animal is
Yeah.
a quiet tiger that roars pagkatapos after they've achieved something. No?
Yeah.
Not during the, very quiet, but very effective. Yeah. But, yes.
Go ahead, please.
I was going to ask you, Gail, what do you think would be your biggest learnings as a banker and as a leader about this pandemic?
As I said earlier, you just have to be sincere. And the reality that things can just change overnight. The thing is, what do you do next, right, when it happens?
So adaptability.
Yes, you have to be agile. And being agile, of course, is looking after your colleagues. Not as a boss, but my colleagues in the office, looking after the, and the clients, in fact. The first thing that came to my mind when the pandemic happens is, oh, do we still have a job? It's true, right?
Which is true.
I think everybody,
to be honest about
to be
it.
honest, it's true. But what I did immediately is I told the team to repurpose themselves, and they have to reinvent, and they did. I said we need to protect not just ourselves, our job, but our families and our clients. And it worked for the best. That's why I think at the time my unit was the one who managed to cross that particular struggle that we had during the pandemic.
Cross it smoothly.
Yeah. But they embraced it. The thing is, people, they have to embrace it.
Yeah.
They embrace it so well. The team embraced it so
Take
well.
us back naman to that moment lang, briefly lang, when you became president.
Oh, I was quiet because when it happened, because actually, in fairness to our former CEO, he moved back to KL. That is in Feb of last year. Oh, this year. It's only, see, I feel like it's been a year. This year, actually, Feb of this year. And that was the time that they spoke to me and I took over as OIC of the bank. It was not easy because I was managing a huge team. My team in consumer banking is actually 3/4 of the population of the bank. And then I took over as OIC at the same time. But I was fully supported all the way. So, and thankfully, how will I put it? We did well this year, in spite of the pandemic. We did well.
Okay. Francine, I really want to get to know
Yes.
better. So we will be right back. When we return, Pairfect will play a game. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Yes.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage. Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Hello, and welcome back to Pairfect. Still with us is Miss Abigail del Rosario, Maybank Philippines. And for this segment, as Dina has said earlier, we have what we call fast talk, where we ask you different questions, but you have to reply very quickly.
Okay.
Rapid
Top of
answer.
your head answer.
I normally do this. Now you have to do it to me. Okay, fine.
Ikaw ba yung
Yeah, I do this in the bank.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, first question. Describe Gail del Rosario in one word.
Sincere.
Dina?
3 people that you're most thankful for.
Dato Jan, Michael Fung, and my kids.
First thing you'll do when the pandemic is finally over.
Oh, I'm gonna go out and go to the beach and enjoy the sunset.
Oh, you like the beach?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, if you are to be sent to the moon and could only bring 3 things, what would they be?
Moon? Talaga?
To the moon and back.
Moisturizer,
Okay.
wine, and lipstick.
Oh, she's a girl after my own heart.
Of course. Name one person that you really look up to.
One person?
Oh, one person.
Oh my God. Okay, my ex-husband. It's an ex. My husband is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They might say ex eh.
Oo nga.
Yeah, ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend, pwede.
Okay.
Okay, your ultimate goal before you retire.
My ultimate goal before I retire,
Yes, is there anything else you still want to
I'm
do?
gonna throw a party for the whole bank.
Invite mo kami.
Invite kami. Ito naman, best life lesson that you have learned so far. Maybe a mantra pwede rin.
To be honest. That's it. You just have to be honest.
Okay, I have a last one. Your advice to your kids.
To be down to earth.
And I have a last one. Your advice to your 20-year-old self.
Oh, yeah. What would you say
What-
to your
yes,
20-year-old self?
Starting out in the industry.
You did well.
Love it. Okay, so Francine, it's been
Yes.
such fun talking with Miss Abigail.
Alas, we have to
We have to end the show.
to end the show.
But we'd like to thank you for joining us today, and maybe would like to share your parting words to our viewers today.
Okay, thank you for giving me and Maybank Philippines this opportunity through Daily Tribune. I would like to share the key learnings I personally applied during the pandemic. First is leading by example. It is important to take up risks in front of others to drive the message of growth and opportunity. Continue progressive learning to drive innovation. Help others. Positivity spreads through the people. Find opportunities to influence others at every touch point. Help teams set stretch goals, which include them to learn and experiment. We have to build supportive relationships across the workplace to encourage new ideas and use this as a platform to support and coach others for success. Then, now in the new normal, let us stand united for a better Philippines, stay healthy and safe.
Yes.
Wow, parang the golden nuggets of wisdom just keep flowing and flowing.
I know. I
When
want
Gail
to talk to you
talks, no?
some more.
Oh, yeah. Gail, thank you for the incredible advice and talk, not just about Maybank, the industry, but also about life itself.
Life
no?
and being just a human being in
Yes,
this
thank you
world.
for sharing your thoughts with us.
And thank you for having us.
It's really
Thank
been
you.
a delight having you in the show, and we hope to see more of you in our next episode.
Yes. So, to our dear Katribo viewers, watch Pairfect every Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook Live page and on Tribune Now on YouTube.
Once again, I am Dina,
And I'm Francine.
and this has been Pairfect.